guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a foundation review and demo on the new IT Cosmetics. This is the Confidence in a Compact. This just recently came out, so when I seen this I had to try this out because I really like IT Cosmetics CC cream, especially like in the summer. So let me just kind of tell you guys a little bit about this product first, and then I will give you like my thoughts and opinion. Basically, this product retails for $38. I picked mine up at Ulta, and it is 0.63 ounces. The one thing that really attracted me about this foundation is it has SPF 50 plus physical sunscreen, which I think is going to be amazing for spring and summer. Like I said, I really like the IT Cosmetics CC cream that has like 50 plus SPF as well, but it's not very lightweight. I would say it's like medium coverage, but this is supposed to be medium to full coverage, so I really wanted to try this one out. Sorry if my lighting is fluctuating. The sun is like going down right now. I was trying to get this video filmed before it went down, but it's just not happening. But anyways, let me tell you guys a little bit about the claims of this foundation, and this is off of the Ulta website. But basically this foundation was formulated with plastic surgeons, and it says that it's the first ever clinically shown anti-aging solid serum. So it's supposed to be like anti-aging solid serum of foundation, which is medium to full coverage, and then you also get your built-in SPF 50 plus, as well as a moisturizer. Basically, it says that it has hydrolyzed collagen, hyaluronic acid, squalene, antioxidants, and a super ceramide cream that transforms your skin. It says it's perfect for even the most sensitive skin. It helps to boost your skin's natural regenerative cycle. It says that it's supposed to help moisturize your skin, help to restore visible radiance, help to reduce the look of pores, discoloration, lines, and wrinkles, and improve the look of firmness. So basically these are some big claims for this foundation, but for me the biggest things were that it has SPF 50, it's a medium to full coverage foundation, and then it also has like anti-aging serum built in, which I think is amazing. I mean, skincare is so important, and I've really been into skincare a lot lately. I just really want to take, the best care of my skin that I can, just to really help to, age gracefully, I guess. So let me tell you guys if I agree with the claims. Basically, I would say that it's medium to full coverage. I don't know that it's a very full coverage foundation. Like, I know that I have other foundations in my collection that pack on a lot more coverage. I think you can build this foundation, but honestly, like if I built it to a heavy full coverage or to a full coverage foundation, I feel like it might get a little heavy and cakey. So personally, I like to keep it more of like a medium to full coverage with this foundation. The other thing with this foundation is that it only has 7 shades, which is a huge letdown. It's the same thing with the IT Cosmetics CC cream. I know there's only a few shades, and I think that's such a bummer because I can't find my perfect shade. Like the shade that I'm wearing right now, it's a decent match, but honestly it's a little too like peachy, like pink undertoned. I prefer more of like a yellow undertone foundation, but I can make it work. But I just really feel like 7 shades is not enough variety for a foundation line, especially for a high-end foundation that you can pick up at Ulta. So that's the only letdown that I've found with this foundation. I picked mine up in the shade medium. And like I said, once it's on and I have like the rest of my bronzer and blush and everything on, it looks pretty good. So let me show you guys the packaging. It comes in the little compact here, and then you just pop it open. It does come with a mirror. I don't want to blind you guys. And then it does come with this little applicator as well. I apologize. Obviously it's dirty because I used it. But this is what the little applicator looks like here, and it just sits right on top. And then you flip open this little tab here, and initially it did come with like a seal that covered the foundation, so I just peeled that off and threw it away. But basically this is what it looks like here. It's very like solid and packed in there, and what they recommend is that if you're using the applicator, you swirl it around to activate it, or if you're using a flat top brush, same thing, you just swirl it in the product and then apply from there. The brush, you can purchase a brush that was made for this foundation, but I want to say it's like $48. It's more than the foundation, so I did not pick that up. So I think it's nice that it comes with the little applicator. I mean, I think it's good for touch-ups on the go. And also in the demo, I will show you guys doing half of my face with the applicator and half with a brush. And honestly, I think I kind of prefer the applicator a little bit better, which would totally surprised me. But we'll get into that here in a little while. So I think this is pretty convenient, you know, as far as the packaging. It's nice and sleek. You can put this in your purse. And the finish of this foundation, I would say, is like a natural to almost dewy. It's not like the most dewy foundation that I own, but it's not a matte foundation by any means. I do have oily to combination skin. And honestly, I've worn this all day and I think it's done well on my skin. I will have to touch up and use some blotting sheets throughout the day, maybe a little bit of powder, but honestly with most foundations I have to do that. Even if it is a matte foundation, my skin is extremely oily in the T-zone, so it doesn't matter what foundation I use, I always have a little bit of oils peeking through. But the one thing about this foundation is it does not break up, which is really good. I hate foundations that kind of like break up in my oily areas, or if like the foundation kind of just like raises and sits on the skin anywhere that I get oily, that's like a no-go for me. So honestly, I think this foundation wears beautifully throughout the day. I have nothing bad to say about it yet. I've honestly had this makeup on for about, let me see what time it is, a good 4 hours right now, and I have a little bit of oil starting to peek through right here. And I did powder, or I did set my face with powder as I always do. So I will try to check in with you guys a little bit later tonight and see how the foundation is wearing. But overall, I mean, I think this is a new foundation that I will add to my collection. I plan on keeping this, and I think it's going to be a great foundation for spring and summer. Otherwise, let's just go ahead and jump right into the demo. Alright guys, so I've already primed my face, and I used kind of like my holy grail primers that I'm very familiar with and I know work well with a lot of foundations. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the demo. Basically, I'm going to use a brush for half of my face, and then I'm going to use the little applicator that the actual product comes with for half of my face and see which side does better. So I'm going to start with the brush first. And I'm going to try my, this is a flat top kabuki brush. This is from Beauty Junkies. So I'm just going to swirl my brush into the actual product here. And I think let's do this side of my face with the brush. So I'm just going to start by stippling that into the skin, and then I will blend it out. And it has like a cooling effect when you put it onto the skin. It feels very like cool. It doesn't last for very long, but when you initially place it on the skin, it feels like almost refreshing. It has a little bit of a scent, nothing very strong. The color it's not a perfect match, but I think it'll do. It's a little like on the orange peachy side for my preference. Normally I like more of like a yellow toned foundation, but I think I can get away with it as long as I take it down my neck a little bit. I mean, honestly, if I get any darker, like now for the spring and summer, I'll probably have to go up a shade. So basically that's what half the face looks like. I mean, it's just like a light coat, and it's pretty full coverage. I mean, I would say it's like a good medium to full. You can probably build it up to be a full coverage foundation, but I don't know, I feel like it might get a little cakey. Like it's looking a little bit cakey around my nose. But honestly, most foundations are so hard to apply around my nose. So I'm going to take the little applicator now, and same thing, I'm just going to kind of swirl it into the product, and let's see how this side of my face does. I have a lot more scarring on this side, so I'm curious to see how that covers. I'm just kind of using patting motions. honestly, I kind of feel like the applicator did a better job. Like, I feel like it just looks a little bit more pressed into my skin where I have a lot of large pores. Like on the brush side, I feel like it kind of looks like it's still sitting on top of my skin. I mean, it blended out nicely with the brush. It's not patchy at all, but I feel like it's kind of just like sitting on top of the skin and not necessarily like pressed into the skin. So I feel like it's done a decent job at covering up like my acne, scarring, and redness. Honestly, I don't feel like it's like completely full coverage right now. Like I know I have some other foundations that are definitely more full coverage and that would completely cover everything. I think you can probably build it up a little bit more, but personally I don't know that I would like the finish. It might get a little cakey. Like I said, it looks a little heavy like around my nose, but a lot of foundations honestly do that, and it kind of settles like into my creases right here. So honestly, I kind of feel like the applicator did a better job. I'm going to try also going over it with my beauty blender. I'm just going to dab a little bit onto my beauty blender and then maybe kind of press it into the skin and see how that looks. I feel like the beauty blender definitely helped to kind of sink the product like into my nose area. But I have tried applying this with only a beauty blender and you don't get very much coverage. So honestly, I think the best way to apply this for me will be either with the brush or applicator and then to go back in with the beauty blender and kind of just like smooth things out. I mean, but overall I feel like it looks pretty nice on the skin. I mean, you can definitely tell I'm wearing foundation, but it's not like horribly heavy or cakey. I can definitely feel it on this skin. Doesn't feel super heavy, but it also doesn't feel super lightweight either. I mean, but overall I think the finish is nice. It's like a natural, almost like dewy finish. I mean, you can still see like a little bit of shine on my face. It's definitely not matte by any means. So I'd say more of like a natural to luminous finish. But overall, I mean, I think it looks pretty nice. So I'm going to basically, I'm going to complete the rest of my makeup. I am going to set this foundation just because I always set all of my foundations. I do have oily skin, so I have to set my foundation with powder no matter which foundation I'm using. So I will touch base with you guys after I am done with my makeup. Hey guys, so I just wanted to check in with you guys. It is now 8:54 p.m. And I believe I put my foundation on like around 1:30 this afternoon. I totally forgot to show you guys the time, but I've had this on now for about 8.5 hours. So I just wanted to check in with you guys, kind of let you know where I'm at, kind of let you know how my skin is looking. Basically, like all my makeup is still on, you know, my bronzer, blush, highlight, everything looks pretty good. Let me grab my mirror and get a close-up look here. So I'm starting to get pretty oily, as you guys I'm sure you can see in my T-zone area. But the foundation has stayed in place. It hasn't really like broken up or it's starting to get maybe a little bit like cakey in around my nose area. But otherwise, I mean, it looks pretty good. Honestly, I don't think this is anything that an oil sheet and maybe like some translucent powder can't fix. And I think that's a decent amount of time. I did touch up once, maybe twice, like probably around the 4-hour mark. I did put a little bit translucent powder on just because I was filming a bunch of videos for you guys today. So I did touch up while I was filming earlier. But overall, I think the wear time is pretty nice for this foundation. I have extremely oily skin, especially in my T-zone. So honestly, it doesn't matter what foundation it is. It can be like a super mattifying, long-wearing foundation. I will still get oily and have to touch up throughout the day. But honestly, I think this foundation has held up pretty nicely. Like I said, it's nothing that I can't kind of just like blot and take care of. Actually, let me grab a blotting sheet and let me see. Let's see how it looks after I do blot. So honestly, that made such a huge difference just with the blotting sheet. And honestly, I think my foundation still looks pretty nice. It didn't really like remove much of the product. It's starting to kind of come off like around my nose and mouth area, which is typical for me. But honestly, I think it looks pretty good. And I mean, you could even throw a little bit of powder over this just to kind of touch up even more. But honestly, I'm totally happy with this foundation. I don't have anything bad to say about it. If you have very oily skin like myself, just know that this is not a mattifying foundation. You probably will have to touch up throughout the day. Honestly, I think this foundation is going to be great for those of you with normal skin. I'm not sure if those of you with dry skin, I think you would like it because it's moisturizing, but honestly, like I kind of feel like it's clung to like a little bit of my dry patches. I tend to get dry like around my mouth and nose area, and I feel like it kind of accentuates that. So I'm not sure. I mean, if you have like a lot of dry patches, you may not like this foundation, but I think overall, I think it's very moisturizing and hydrating. So, I mean, I think everybody's different. You'll have to try it out for yourself and see if you guys like it. Honestly, I think this is probably going to be a good foundation for aged skin as well, just because it looks so radiant and like makes your skin look like healthy basically and like plump. But basically those are my thoughts. So that is it for this review and demo. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you guys have tried this out and what your thoughts are. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave me a comment down below and I will get back to you guys. Otherwise, thanks for watching as always. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up as that always helps out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.